In today's video, we are going to learn about landing costs. How do you calculate landing costs, and why is it even important to know how to calculate landing costs? These are the things we are going to look at today, because I've been receiving a lot of inboxes, people asking, how much can I sell my product? Literally, you've already imported a product and then you're only remembering to find out how much you're going to sell it. Now, this is very important. Before you even order for a product, before you pay your money to a supplier to get that product, you should be in position to know how much you're going to sell that product. It's very important. Let me give you a scenario. You see, if you import a product X, okay, and then you just excitedly import a product and then you pay the entire money, there are high chances that you're going to price this product wrongly. Okay, let's say for instance you price this product so expensively. Okay, you price this product so expensively. In most cases, if you price the product so expensively, most buyers are going to run away because your product is the price is so high, and they have alternatives. You just price anyhow without any strategic planning, this product will not sell. You're going to get stuck with your product, and that alone can take you out of business because you are stuck with your product. Now, if again you say, let me price my product so low, what happens? You're into losses. Yes, people buy, you have so many buyers willing to buy your product, but at the end of the day, you are making losses. So how do you strategically balance the boat and sell a product where your suppliers are happy and then your profits are coming in so well? This is what we are going to look at, and we only make this possible if we can track our landing cost. If you can calculate this thing so well, you should be able to arrive at this, balance the boat, give a fair price, where buyers will come running to buy your product at the same time you're making some good profit. You avoid this loophole here, where you don't know actually what to sell or how much to sell your product. You try to increase the price, people are complaining. You try to sell so low, people are buying so much that you're making losses. This is really terrible. So we should focus on how to arrive at this. To arrive at this, we are going to understand, number one, the fundamentals. What is landing costs? Okay, what are landing costs? Now, for you to understand the landing costs, I'm going to try to break it down. Landing costs refer to, you see, when you're importing or when you're buying, there are so many expenses you incur. Okay, let's say from point A to point B, in between here you have costs, a lot of costs. Here you're buying from the supplier, you're buying your product, and then here you're receiving your product. Any cost that's in between here, okay, any cost that you incur in between here, you must add them together to be able to get your landing costs. As simple as that. That's the best way I can explain. The time you buy, you order for a product from the supplier and you pay them. Whichever costs come on increasing, adding up, you must add all those costs, inclusive of the cost you paid for the product. That total cost is what we call the landing cost. So in simple terms, this is the total cost you pay throughout your importation process until you receive your product in your hands, inclusive of the buying costs, inclusive of the taxes, inclusive of the shipping fee. So all those costs must be put together. Now, how do you track all these things here? Well, how do you play it smart? We are going to look at the fundamentals. We've understood what the landing cost is, the total cost an importer incurs during the importation of a product. They put those costs together and then they find their landing cost. But there are fundamentals you should know, because they contribute so much to either the landing cost increasing or being at an affordable value. So, number one, you should know your product before you order for that product. Please and please, all the things we are talking about, you've not even ordered for the product. You've not even found the supplier for your product. You're only doing the math to be able to know that, oh, I'm going for this product, I'm going to be successful, or it's not going to work for me, let me look for something else. These are things you do prior to even looking for a supplier for a product. Know your product. At this point, you should focus on two things. Number one, of course, focus on the weight of the product because it will help you choose the right shipping method. Okay. Then secondly, focus on the type of the product. I told you guys there are some products that you're not going to be allowed to bring into the country. Some of them have been confiscated. We've fallen victims. Personally, I've fallen a victim. So you should know that there are some products that are not allowed into the country. Between the normal, the sensitive, and then those illegal goods, you should know. Discuss with your shipping agent to know if he can actually import your product or ship your product. If he tells you he can't, don't force it because it will be confiscated. Okay? So the type of the product is very important. But here, you need to go extra mile to find out how much it weighs. If you think it is too bulky and it's not suitable for air, because you know under air, the air cargo, they're going to charge you per kilogram, then you can opt for sea cargo, because there it is very okay, even if it is bulky. So depending, if you think it is you need it so urgently, you could opt for air if it doesn't weigh so much kilograms. So that's how it helps you. This knowing your product helps you choose the shipping fee. Now coming to the shipping fee, I need you to master these things. Master shipping. We only have two methods of shipping here from China to Uganda here. You're literally going to use air, okay, or sea. Master these two. I've already made a video about sea. You should find the link in the description, where after watching this video, you should not have any question. You will not have any question concerning shipping by sea. We talked about in the previous video, the link is in the description. We talked about how to go about sea shipping, why you should consider sea shipping, how much you should pay for it, and how do you calculate the amount, okay, to pay for sea shipping. So it's very important that you check it out. So in this very video here, we are going to talk about how to find the landing cost so that it can help you find the right selling price for your product, okay? We are going to have a discussion on the board here. I love this board so much. I'm going to do an illustration here. But for those who want to see it practical within the Alibaba payment or the Alibaba shopping platform like Alibaba, AliExpress or 1688, we shall also do that. I'm going to also do that to show you a practical example live in the platform itself. But first we shall do it here. So we've understood the concepts here. Now let's calculate the landing cost. How do you calculate the landing cost? We said the definition is the expenses someone incurs or an importer incurs during the importation of a product, from the time you pay the first product cost to the time you receive your product. Whichever expense you've incurred, you must put it together to find your landing cost. So this is the landing cost. How do you find the landing cost? We have the first expense here. Literally, it's going to be you paying for the product, what you call the product cost. The product cost is the first expense you're going to incur most times, okay, under the landing cost. After that, for some individuals, if you're not lucky, you're going to pay what we call the express shipping cost or the express shipping fee. Now, this normally confuses people. When you tell someone they need this fee, someone says, no, you're cheating, you're taking my money. But literally, to understand this is a fee that your supplier asks for to be able to deliver these products to your shipping agent's warehouse within China, okay? Let me hope that makes sense. After you pay the product cost, you've paid for your product. If you're lucky, your supplier might say, it's okay, I'll deliver for free to your shipping agent. But sometimes they will tell you to pay a certain amount of fee. It's a bit small, and they tell you it will help facilitate the movement of your product from their warehouse to your shipping agent's warehouse. Okay? So this is how this fee comes about, and it's very important that we also add it up, something like that. Now, lastly, you're going to have another expense coming up, especially when here we are talking about air cargo, okay? We shall talk about sea later. We are looking at calculating landing costs using the air cargo. So the third cost here is likely going to be the shipping fee that your shipping agent asks. Under air cargo, please note this, under air cargo, tax is inclusive. Here, tax is inclusive, okay? You're likely to hear your shipping agent ask only for the shipping fee. Indirectly, he has cleared tax for you as well. So this is a single fee. We shall talk about C. It's a bit technical. We shall look at that later on after this video. But for now, these are the costs. So let's assume you've incurred these costs. before you receive your product. You paid for the cost to your supplier. You paid this to your supplier so that she could move the products from her warehouse to your shipping agent's warehouse in China. Then your shipping agent is asking you for the shipping fee, which is normally inclusive of tax if you use air cargo. So if you add up this cost, you should be able to find your landing cost. As simple as that. Now, I want us to be practical. I have some products here. Let's assume you're going to buy a product like, you see these are small boxes of earbuds, just 2 pieces. But let's say you want to buy maybe up to 100 pieces of these very ones here. And we assume our cost price for each product, maybe it has been given at maybe something of 6,000 from the supplier. This is the fee they have given you for each box, just one like this. They tell you this one is 6,000, but you remember you need 100 pieces. 100 pieces of this. That means you should be able to come up with the figure of how much you're going to pay to your supplier, or how much you pay to your supplier. It's literally going to be this time is this where you're going to pay up to UGX 600,000 Ugandan shillings. Something like this. So this 600 is what we call your product cost, is what you pay to your supplier to supply you 100 pieces of these things, of these earbuds here. Now, let's say your supplier this time around tells you we need some fee so that we can transport your products to your shipping agent's warehouse. And that's what we call the shipping, the express shipping fee. So let's say this one here, maybe they tell you we need some 20,000. It's normally a bit small, okay? So let's say maybe they ask for some 20,000 to bring these products to your shipping agent, which is okay. We also added here because remember we talked about landing costs as every cost incurred before you receive your product. Then lastly, let's assume your shipping agent, after they transport your products or they ship your products from China to Uganda, then they call you, hey, your products are ready for pickup. And then they tell you, you know what? You're going to give us some 150,000 for the shipping fee and tax inclusive. Okay? Remember now you have this fee, you have this, and then you have this. These are 3 different costs that you've incurred before you actually receive your product. If at any one point you're from Masaka, okay? You're from Masaka, you want to come and fetch your products in Kampala here and maybe use some 20,000, okay? You should also add that money here so that you can get your landing cost. If you leave out anything here, you make losses there. If you're coming from Masaka very far, you're coming to pick your products in Kampala here and you spend this amount, you top it up here. As simple as that. But we shall leave this, it's just for your own understanding. We shall leave this and use only these prices here. So let's assume you're within Kampala and you've gone to pick your products, you've only spent this amount here. And we want to find our total cost. We are going to add up all this as we said earlier on. So the landing cost will be equals to the product cost, which was at 600 plus the 20K. That was our express shipping fee. Then lastly, plus the 150, which went into taxes and then the shipping fee. This under air, tax and shipping fee are combined. So this, if we add up this, you find out that maybe, let me see, 620, this is 770,000 Ugandan shillings, okay? So literally this is what you've spent. If you spend something more than that, top it up here. Top it up here before you calculate how much you're going to sell your product. So let me say I've spent this to import 100 pieces of these earbuds. What happens, I want to find how much I'm going to sell each of this. How much I'm going to sell each of this. What happens is, this is what I normally do. I will get the landing cost divided by the amount of pieces that I brought. Something like this. This divided by the amount of pieces that I brought. So as you can see here, it will be 700 divided by 100 pieces. 700 divided by 100 pieces, we shall take out this and then remain with something of 7,700. Now, someone would ask themselves, is this the amount at which I'm selling my price? Is it? No, it is not. This is just to tell you the exact amount that you would get if you sold your what? Your piece at this amount. This one actually tells you this is the minimum, or this is the thing you can sell, and just be like you're doing charity. You bring back what you put in. But for someone who wants to make now a profit, you now top up on this one here. Okay, this is how important it is to know the landing cost. It gives you this net value of how much you've spent on each, and then later you top up your profit depending on where you're located, your competition for the product that you're dealing with. All these are technicalities, okay? And it should not bother you so much, because you look at the competition of the product you're dealing in, how much others are pricing it, what are your expenses. So on top of this, you find someone selling this very thing at maybe 15,000. You've seen that. Someone's maybe selling at 20. Someone else is selling at 30. And people are buying this same thing here. So depending on where you're located, which platform you're using to sell, remember later on we shall talk about the marketing strategy of it, where you do some little marketing, and maybe this profiting, this amount increases to maybe 8,000. Okay, after marketing, maybe you're at 8,000. So you need to know all these things here. And this is how you calculate your profit. So someone who sells at this or below this, they are making a loss. Someone who increases maybe to 10K or maybe 15, 20, 30, you can see they are making profits. Now, this is the incredible power of knowing how to do the landing cost. I'm going to go into the screen and also show you how to do it practically, but this time around I will do for C. So make sure you're tuned in for the next video, where we shall be talking about how to do the landing cost for C, because for it it's a bit technical when it comes to this. Okay, now as I end, all these things I'm talking about, I told you guys we have a video course. This video course was designed to help any beginner who wants to get into importation, but they don't know exactly what it means or where to begin and how to go about it. We have a video course that covers all these concepts in detail. Okay, and after you finish the course, because it will teach you the product research process, how to find winning products, how to price your product so that people can't refuse to buy. Okay, you price your product so well because you've worked upon your process so well. You've minimized on your expenditure, so you price your product so well that people can not resist to buy it. That you find it in our video course. You also learn how to find incredible suppliers. This covered fully, and you should be able to understand everything. At the end of that collaboration, after you watch the video, we take you through the practical. You become a master of importation. This is very important, a skill that you can learn and can change your life. Okay, I'm always emphasizing on this channel we are going to be able to upload so many videos that are going to help you not only improve in terms of business wise, but also personal growth, and also, you know, in every aspect. We talk about passive income sources, how to engage in business, how to grow mentally, self-development. So this channel should be one you should subscribe to. Of course, definitely make sure you don't leave without subscribing, please, because even the next video will notify you. You'll be notified when we upload. You turn on the bell notification. That's the easiest way you know when we upload the video. And I'm trying my best to ensure that I upload the video consistently so that you can be able to catch up with the knowledge. So with that said, if you have any questions, go in the description, go in the comment section and leave those questions there. If there is none and there's only appreciation, I would also want to hear that. Thank you so much. Peace. I love you so much.